Hey, what's going on? We are reviewing albums today. We are reviewing an album from a new band on my radar called Crownlands and their record Fearless. Crownlands is a Canadian duo formed in 2015 by two guys, Cody Bowles, who is a drummer and lead vocalist, and Kevin Comeu. I'm butchering his last name, Comeau. Kevin plays bass, guitar, and keyboards with his feet. So he has a keyboard in front of him. I see in live videos with a double neck guitar with foot pedals running the keyboards. The drummer is singing and and playing great progressive rock drums. This is a progressive rock album. This is an album that's very deeply influenced by Rush. Again, this just came on my radar. This came out in March of 2023, so a couple months ago. And if you are a Rush fan, this is incredible. My buddies and I are going nuts about this band, going back and forth. Crownlands. They're from Canada. Okay, Cody is a native, has descendants from native indigenous people from Canada. Kevin is a Jewish man with descendants that were at the Holocaust. This is an awesome record. It said that in an interview I saw with Kevin that when he met Cody, shortly after meeting him, he mooned him because he had a Rush tattoo on his bum, and they became instant friends. And this thing is nuts. Starlifter Fearless Part 2 is this opening track. It's an 18-minute epic that goes in really to everything that this group does. I mean, it starts off sounding like 2112, Had a Baby, morphs into a very Led Zeppelin section. It was some of the same type of phrasings that a Rush would do or a Zeppelin would do, but unique and different. You know, they take these Rushy things or Zeppelin-y things and just mix it up a little bit. You know, at one point in this 18-minute thing, it goes into like a Styx type keyboard thing. You know, Too Much Time on My Hands type keyboard. Bump, 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 bump. Again, Kevin's doing this while holding down guitar and bass. So this is a duo. The cool thing about Rush all these years is that they were a trio. These guys are taking it a step further, doing it as a duo. Starlifter refers to anti-colonialism. Basically, colonial coming in, taking over indigenous lands, taking indigenous lands away from people. Talks about the environment, talks about fracking, talks about the pipeline, talks about ruining some of the natural resources and robbing the land, taking them away from indigenous people and the environment a little bit here. This is this is a cool song. This one song gives you a very good idea of what's going on here. After this kind of Rush into Zeppelin into Styx, it goes into a Radiohead, Pink Floyd area, back into Rush. I can't really, it's kind of blowing me away. I've gone through this record 3 or 4 times now. I'm going to move on to the next song, but Starlifter Fearless Part 2 is incredible. Dreamer of the Dawn is the next song. More of a straightforward rock song. You know, a little, it's very hooky. Maybe not quite as strong. Shadows is next, an 80s pop metal song. Almost, and again, I hate to compare these guys to other people, but they are intentionally doing that. I almost get like an 80s harder rock, Great White feel here. Really cool song though, Shadows. I really like it because it's totally different than the opening track. It's more modern, even if that modern enters from the 70s into the 80s. Very cool song. Right Way Back. You know, just more cohesive with the opener. More, you know, we're kind of back into the proggy exploration part of this album. I love the song Right Way Back. It's one of the best songs in this record, and this is a cool ass record. Context, Fearless Part 1. So Context, just fantastic. I mean, Cody is all over the drums here. He's like a chameleon vocally too. Everything's kind of high registered. And I don't want to say Geddy Lee, but it goes from the Greta Van Fleet singer's tone to singer from Slaughter from the 80s to almost some Ozzy Osbourne at times. Certainly Geddy Lee is there. This song is awesome. In life, if life is a wheel, please let it spin, they say here. And the lyrics are great on this record. Again, this is getting into, like I said, anti-colonialism themes here, saving indigenous people and lands. Maybe it gets a little preachy in some of that, but they have a vision here. They know what they want to do. Reflections, the next one, twists and turns, and just rushy is all you know what. Penny is a little instrumental piece. Pretty cool. Shows a little diversity that they can go to that realm with acoustic guitars. Lady of the Lake, more of a Greta Van Fleet influence. Is Greta Van Fleet already influencing people since people tease them for being the Zeppelin clone? This is definitely a Rush clone if you like Rush. In fact, they've toured together before. Crown Lands has opened up for The Who. They've done some things. They say right now it's too expensive to tour the United States. They said it's $12,000 just to get started, to get into the States, get the visas and all that stuff. So Lady of the Lake is a cool single type song. I think there's a video out there for it. Soaring vocals. More rock here. And then Citadel is the last song. A little over the top for the closer. Every time they try to break us down, we come back stronger. Meeting at the Citadel to form this alliance where you're going to keep going to defeat these colonials. This is ambitious. This is produced by David Bottrill, who has worked with Muse, Mastodon, Rush, and Tool. It's off of the Universal record label. I love this. Again, if you love Rush, and I hate to keep comparing it to them, but it's very clearly influenced by that. And at times, you feel like this is the lost Rush album that you've never heard from the 70s. I think it's fantastic. Starlifter, Shadows, Right Way Back, Context, Reflections, Lady of the Lake. Those songs alone could have been the album. I feel like Citadel's a little much. And I feel maybe like Dreamer of the Dawn doesn't belong in this record. And maybe The Shadows doesn't either. Maybe they're for a different record. But if you wanted to have one completely, and this is a 58-minute record, if you wanted to have one cohesive 40-minute record, you could eliminate those songs. I love this record. I'm going to give this record, 5 is a perfect album. 4 is great. 3 is good. 2 is not good. 1 is a piece of crap. I mean, I love this record. I'm going to give this thing a 4. I'm going to give this a 4.5 for right now. I don't know. I love this record. It's one of my favorite records of the year. Crown Lands. Check out Crown Lands. Check out my channel. Peace out. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.